Mm-hmm. 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 Let's go.
Hey y'all, I really did miss y'all, and I really do hope y'all missed y'all girl, okay? I am back better than ever with this filming, and I have brand new topics that I want to bring forth, especially when it comes down to aesthetics. So, let's get started. Today, we're going to be talking about add-ons. And add-ons is going to be talked about in a variety of facials and wax. Bear with me because I'm going to be reading from my notebook because I really did take some good notes on what I think could be a good add-on for certain services. Now we're about to discuss the importance of add-ons. Provides a luxury service, showcase skill set, kill two birds with one stone, and last but not least, it increases your revenue. Those three things are pretty much like an all-in-one. When you have clients and you're trying to build your clientele, the worst thing that you want to do is refer your clients to somebody else if they ask you how to do a service. You want to be able to do multiple services on one client, and you want to be able to show your client that you know what you're doing, that you have been keeping up with the times, okay? Last but not least, increases your revenue. So we all know add-ons could be a big price range or a small price range, but remember, every dollar counts, okay? When I am doing brows, I have created an add-on tab that lets people add on services that they may not think that they need. I'm going to show an example right here. When I do brow waxing, my brow waxing is $20, but I have an add-on section that says add on a lip wax for an extra 10. So I made an extra $10 on top of the $20 that they were originally going to spend with me. Now, if I do my Brazilians, which are $80, do you think you want to add on an underarm? So an underarm is an extra $30 on top of the 80, okay? And you do the math. Now, we're about to get to the facial portion. If you are a person who wants to focus on facial, here are a few, well, quite a few add-ons that you can add on. Microcurrent. So microcurrent is basically lifting the skin. This is going to be good for your clients who are interested in anti-aging or whose skin doesn't really have a lot of elasticity. So we're going to lift up the skin and make it look more youthful. Dermaplaning. This is good if a client is coming in for like a regular facial, but then you also see that they have hair on their face. You can include a dermaplaning portion within the facial. My facials are 110, but I do have a dermaplaning facial. So if you don't book a dermaplaning facial, but you book a custom, which is 110, you want to add on the dermaplaning, that's completely fine. It's just an extra $40. So you got to think, I went from 110 for a facial to now making 150. You could also include a hand scrub. When clients are sitting there masking, a lot of the time that they are going to have their hands to their side. So the things that you can implement is a hand scrub and a hand mask. It is your decision to choose what price range you want to stick in, but just remember, those could be things that is added on within the facial. You have your eye treatments. Some things should already be included within facials, which is your eye treatment, especially if you're booking a custom. You can include like a $5 upcharge for eye patches. Eye patches are expensive. You could choose eye patches on top of a serum, or you could just include it when you are doing the face mask. Oxygen treatments are a little bit more expensive during your facials, but that is a good add-on to add during the facial. If you don't know what an oxygen treatment is, I am going to leave something up here just to furthermore explain what it is and the benefits. I have lip exfoliation. The reason why this one is a really good one is because a lot of the time when you are doing facials, a lot of people are not getting their lips exfoliated. Their lips are dry, crusty, and patchy, honey. If you notice somebody's lips are like peeling or they're cracked and don't have moisture, you can introduce them to a lip exfoliation. You can follow it up with a lip hydrator, balm, or oil. When you are doing facials, sometimes you don't see a lot of people doing the décolleté. So the décolleté is going to be your chest. A lot of the time, people only cleanse from the neck up and don't worry about the chest. The décolleté is a good add-on for you to add in the facial. So if somebody wants cleansing and masking in that area, you will start from the top of the boob or the man section all the way up to the top of the forehead. And you can include a décolleté a massage where you massage up here instead of the neck and up. Massages can be an add-on too, but that's just your preference if you like to do massages. Like when I do facials, my clients fall asleep from me just doing the facial, and I don't necessarily have to do massages. But there are different forms of massage, deep tissue, especially if you're doing like want to include like a full body massage, prenatal, do acupressure. Sometimes clients don't want a massage and sometimes they do, but you could do an upcharge for that as well. Microneedling is going to be a good add-on for your clients who have acne or are anti-age skin pretty much, because what it is, you are infusing serums into the skin using little needles on the gun. You can also incorporate chemical peels. Only incorporate chemical peels if this client has gotten series of facials with you. Clients should not be getting chemical peels if they have not had a series of facials. If you out here performing chemical peels and you don't know if their skin can tolerate it, baby, start over. Start over as in go to aesthetic school again. Okay, facial kits. If you have a client who is very serious about their skincare routine and upkeeping the results, include some facial kits, meaning include a cleanser, toner, moisturizer, and SPF, and a serum that they can use until they see you again. Facial mask. You may be thinking, isn't a facial mask included in the facial? There are different types of facial masks that you can include. Hydro Jelly or SD Max Jelly Mask, and it's a very expensive mask. They are $40 and up a box. A lot of the time people feel like that's very expensive and they are only going to offer it if clients want to pay extra. You also have, like Circadia has a firming peptide mask that has to sit on for at least 25 minutes. And what it does is draws the blood up to the surface of the skin, pulling the skin up, making it look more youthful, ironing out the fine lines and wrinkles. That could be an extra charge too because the mask has more benefits. And of course, it costs a little bit more. Last but not least, within the facial section, you can include hydrofacial. Hydrofacial pretty much works a variety of ways. You have serums mixed with water that is going to push into the skin. Then you have certain ingredients that is going to help suck out sebum and oil and all of that good stuff out of the pores into the filter. That could be a good way if you feel like you have a client who you can't just really do in-depth extractions, or they may have little to no extraction. You can also use that hydrofacial. When you all are performing a facial service, things should already be automatically included. When I do my facial service on my clients, I include a cleanser, an enzyme if possible, mask, extraction, toning, moisturizer, and SPF, and I do include eye cream. That is a must. Anything else that you add on, I would say make sure it is an advanced service. That way people are paying for what they want. If you are questioning if you should add on extraction, that should not be a question. Extraction should already be included in a custom, which is a very detailed service. If you are offering express facials, which is no more than 30 minutes, you don't really have to include extractions, but that can also be an add-on too, because if your facial is only 30 minutes and you want me to do extractions, now I have to extend the time and put in more work. Only add in things where you feel like if something doesn't take as long and now you have to prolong yourself, only do it like that. But don't be greedy, and a lot of these things should already be implemented in your facial. Waxing. Now, I am a full-time body waxer. Yes, I do facial sometimes, but when you are waxing, there are so many things that you can add on to the service when it pertains to waxing. Since I always do brows, especially brow waxing tint, I used to offer eyelash strips. Y'all, that helped me make $10K a month because people aren't just coming in getting their brows, they want some lashes too. And when I didn't have the lashes, a lot of people used to ask me, well, do you have lashes? And I always said no. So that was always an extra $5 to $7 on top of the price that was already charging. So at the time, 3 years ago, I was charging $35. Now with the lashes, I think I was charging an extra $10. So I went from $35 to $45. When I was charging a regular brow wax, which is $20, I added on a lash, I was going from $20 to $30. That's a way that you could do that for an add-on, or you can incorporate cluster lashes. Lately, I have been doing a lot of cluster lashes with waxing tint or even just waxing, and my cluster lashes are $40. So you got to think, y'all. I'm already charging $20 for a regular wax. Now I'm adding $40, which is going to equal out to $60. If I do the waxing tint with cluster lashes, that is going to equal to $80. So that's another way that you can increase your income and show people that you know how to do different things. Because I do a lot of Brazilian wax, that I started to offer wax kits. So basically my wax kit, my aftercare kit, includes a body butter, exfoliation gloves, body scrub, and then a take-home card. That is another way for you to, for your clients to keep coming back, especially if you are not selling like full-size items yet. They'll be interested in those small items, because I just had a client last week ask me, did I have some full-size scrub available, because she liked the little mini sample that I gave her when it came down to getting the scrubs. And I can also show you all right here the size sample bottles to get when you are offering take-home kits. Small wax add-ons could be adding an underarm, adding a lip, adding a sideburn, adding a cheek. A lot of my clients add on a chin wax. So think about those small wax add-ons. Two of the major money-making add-ons you can do is a vajacial and intimate bleaching. So vajacial is pretty much like a facial on the vagina, and you can do immediately after you do your wax, but just don't use any steam and don't use an exfoliant, because waxing is already a form of exfoliation. Intimate bleaching is a major money-maker when it comes to add-ons, because you have a lot of people who deal with discoloration or hyperpigmentation and want to lighten up the area. With intimate bleaching you can sell as a package. On my site, I have it, I believe 200 or 250, but that comes with the wax, 2 to 3 sessions, and a take-home kit to make sure they are seeing results. I went from $80 to now making a full $250 from adding on the intimate bleaching with 2 sessions with a take-home kit. Think about that. I want y'all to do the math. Cha-ching! Not even just thinking about the money part. Do it because you love it. If you are doing body treatment, aka back treatment, you can include microdermabrasion. You can include a chemical peel. People do perform chemical peels on the back, especially for clients who have bacne. But you have to make sure that the client is prepped for a chemical peel. Allow them to get series of facials on their back if you're going to include chemical peels on the back. Microderm is a non-invasive procedure. All you're doing is pretty much scraping away the dead skin with the diamond tip. It's almost like rubbing sandpaper on you, but not as hard. And I could leave something right here to show you me performing a microderm on the back in this result. 2 ways that you can get your clients to purchase add-on. One, it could be through your booking site. So I have Vagaro, and with Vagaro, once you choose one service, it is going to pop up different add-ons, and I'm going to leave it right here to show you all. 2, you can also provide a menu the day of the service for clients to see what else do they want added on to their service. But honestly, the easiest part is doing it while they're booking. That way they can read the description, see the price, and add it on automatically through there. One thing that I forgot to add, microdermabrasion. That could be an add-on too through his facial. I would really do that for clients who have dry skin, pretty normal skin, and maybe even oily. Do not perform this service on anybody who has rosacea, sensitive skin, or who is having an active breakout. We don't want to do that on them. One thing I have been seeing is underarm vajacial, which means you're kind of cleaning the area. You're going to exfoliate it. You're going to do some heavy extractions, because a lot of the time, some people have clogged pores from the deodorant buildup and dead skin. If you have a client who has HS, which is like hydrosensitivity, I don't know why. I can never really pronounce that whole word. But you can do extractions on them, but you have to make sure you are not doing it in the area where the sac is or where the boil is. It has to be a clogged pore that you know you could push it up and take it out. I did a client and I extracted her underarms 3 to 4 years ago. Her underarms looked so much better when I actually took my time to see if I can extract that specific area. If you have a client who has hyperpigmentation, you can perform a underarm facial and microderm underneath the arms to help them lighten the area. If you see that microderm may have only worked a little bit, you can also go in with the intimate bleaching. Intimate bleaching is not only for the vaginal area, but it's also included in the butt area, outside of the butt cheeks, and underarm. I am going to leave my Amazon link down below in case you all want to purchase those sample size jars to make for your kits. And that link is going to have different things that I suggest that you can buy to pretty much help with your add-on services. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please leave comments below. Let me know how you like the video and what else is it that you want me to make a video about. I already have different topics, but I would love to hear what you all have to say and think. Until next time, y'all. Peace.